Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome, my friends. My name is Vincenzo, and welcome to my channel, Fountain Pen Therapy. Well, as I sip through my cappuccino once again, I'm looking at all the pens that I purchased. And you'll recall, if you've been following my channel, that a couple of months ago I went on a complete binge with Chinese pens, and I've ordered a bunch of Hongdians, trying to catch up because some of them had been already reviewed, and I had completely ignored them. And I ended up reviewing quite a few, the major stars, if you will. But I found these five pens that I never got around to reviewing, and that I've now baptized, if you will, as the forgotten ones. And what I propose that we do is that we take a look at these five. I think that some of them have something to offer. Some may not. Let's look at their nibs. Let's look at their weights, their measurements. Let's look at how they write. Let's see if they give us any fountain pen therapy. Are they, the typical Hongdian, or do they lack, something? We'll figure it all out, and stay tuned. Okay, so here are the pens, and propose to take a closer look at them. First and foremost, I would say that what we need to point out is that, in fact, let me just move one. These four are all cartridge converters, and the N6 is a piston filler. Okay, that's the first characteristics that I think are important. If you take a look at them one by one, first of all, the 231, it's a completely metal pen. It's got Hongdian inscribed in the center band with the number 231. What I like about this pen is all the artwork here that we see. It is a heavy pen. It's got a very nice finial as well. The clip is very nicely designed. Okay, yes, it is a heavy pen at about approximately 53 grams. I've got to tell you, it's however, an extremely comfortable pen. In fact, this section is not slippery at all. I don't know if it's my morning fingers that are stickier than usual, but I can tell you, because maybe of the girth and the width, this pen sits in that hand very nicely, and it's not going anywhere. The threads are very smooth. Does it cap? Yes, it caps. And it also caps very, very deeply, securely, and comfortably. It's a little bit back-weighted because I have no illusions. This metal cap does bring, quite a bit of weight to the table, if you will. I don't like to post my pens, as you may know by now. I also don't like the idea of scratching out all this artwork here, so I would not post this pen. As far as the nib is concerned, you can take a look at it. It's the new versions, the new Hongdian and current Hongdian nibs. This one here is a medium, number 6, and gold stamped, if you will. Very, very nice pen, very, very comfortable. The next pen, again, another metal pen, is the 8037. I look at the finial, very, very nice. Then go down to the clip. I think that clip is just absolutely gorgeous, very functional. That metal band with the number 8037 reminds me a little bit of what Conklin has done with its new pens. And then, of course, you've got all kinds of artwork there. There's scenes with animals and gardens and some Chinese writing that I fortunately don't recognize. It is all metal, though. It is at, again, 57 grams, pretty heavy. Again, very comfortable, uncapped, very nice section, not going anywhere. It's not slipping at all. Does it post? Yes, it does. You can see it posts. It's got that spacing there in the cap that posts very, very securely. Does it backweight the pen? Absolutely. But is it comfortable? More than comfortable, I would say to you. Very, very nice. It's nice. This pen looks nice in your hands, if you will. And the nib, for some reason, there's a Kegaloo nib on that, which goes to show you that maybe all of these companies are all one way or another related, because I don't recall swapping that nib into this pen. So we've got this juicy medium Kegaloo nib that probably writes like a broad, if it's anything like the other nibs that I have in my collection. We'll take a look at that in the writing sample in just a few minutes. So there you have it, a cartridge converter, of course. Next one is a little bit of a thinnish pen. It's the 6013. Engraving here, the center band, which is nice. The HONGDIAN and the number is found this time not in the center band, but in the finial clip, a decorative clip, functional. I like this matte, rubberish feeling on this part of the barrel. The pen opens up. Very comfortable, a little bit on the thin side. It's a thin pen. Those lines there help the grip. The threading is not at all intrusive. And it's got this number 5 Fude nib. It's the first number 5 Fude nib that I have in my collection, believe it or not. I don't like these Fude nibs normally, but I thought I'd order it just because I saw number 5, just to see what gives. And that's the way I ordered the pen. So there you have it. That's the 6013. The next one is the N2. Very nice, very light. Again, on the thin side. It's thin. Does it have the number? Let me just bear with me. Yes, it does. So this too, rather than having the number inscribed on the center band, it's in the finial, a very nice finial. As you can see, there's kind of a little bit of a flare that goes up to meet this coin. Very nice clip that we've seen before, mainly on the N1S, the N1, the 960, N12, I believe, has the same as well. 2 lines, just 2 rings for the center band, a ring at the end. This sports the recent and new versions of the HONGDIAN nib. This is again a medium. I like the dual tone color on that nib. Very, very nice. I expect it to write beautifully. It's a nice resin. It's got some chatoyancy, as you can see. Very nice. Not deep, a little thinnish, but nonetheless. Very, very light pen. So for those of you like thin and light pens, this is in stark contrast to the rest of the pens in this lot. Last but not least is the N6. I think the N6 is a beautiful pen. I've got to tell you, just totally forgot about it, and figured it does have its spot here in the forgotten Hongdians. This is a piston filler. So just on the outside, you can see some very nice, engraving there on this beautiful cap. The HONGDIAN, LT HONGDIAN N6 is inscribed in this center band. It's a combination of metal and I guess acrylic, if you will. There you have it. Very comfortable pen. A little short, but it posts just wonderfully, deeply securely, and it gives you a really, let me just put that straight, here we go. It gives you a very, very comfortable pen in your hands when this thing is capped. The threading is smooth. The transition here on that ink window is, you can hardly feel it. It's got that nice bevel, which could be a pain when you ink this pen, but it does give it a nice look. And of course, it's a piston filler, and you've got the ink window there. It's got some ink in there right now, so you can't see it, you can't see through it. But there you have it, a nice piston filler. It's got a very nice, I got to tell you, it's got a very nice weight. We'll see that in the measurements. Very nice pen. Small, functional, but just beautiful. Really, really, really nice. So it's probably, from all these, it's probably my favorite, I've got to say. So there you have the pens, just a quick overview of the design and major features of each of these pens. What I propose is that I put up the measurement table and then we'll do a writing sample. Okay, we're back with the writing sample. For the inks, because they are the forgotten lot, these pens have all been inked some time ago. And frankly, I've forgotten what inks they each have. As I write, if I can remember or if I can recognize them, I will identify them. If not, you'll forgive me for that. They also have not been written with in a little while. So if they do give a little bit of a, some heart starts, you'll understand why. But on the other hand, if they don't, then it's also a good sign. So it's a win-win situation, so to speak. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, the paper is in A4 notepad, Tomoyo River Sanson paper. So there you have it. Okay, let's go. The first one is the 231. So, wow, just doesn't miss a beat. Hongdian 231. It's a metal pen. The nib is this Hongdian medium standard nib. What I mean by standard is their present standard nib as opposed to, a specialized nib like the Year of the Rabbit nib or some of the long blade nibs that we'll take a look at. In terms of the ink, I have no idea what this ink is, but it's giving me some red sheening, so I would not be surprised that it's Colorverse. What is it, Supernova or something to that effect? You'll forgive me if the ink is incorrect, but I do want to put some words down on paper so you can appreciate the writing sample. In terms of wetness, very wet and smooth. This pen does not miss a beat. I mean, I haven't written with it, that's me, in a while, and fast writing, as you can see, it just follows. So the nib is very wet. Pencil smooth, if you will. It's just got that little hint of feedback. Pencil smooth and constant. Okay, so that's the Hongdian 231. Next on the list is the Hongdian 8037, just to make sure. Yeah, 8037. So, wow. Yeah, that's that Kegeloo nib. Hongdian 8037. Once again, it's a metal pen. The nib is a Kegeloo medium that writes like a broad. Okay, the ink, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Mont Blanc Black. The nib sings a little bit, but nothing. I mean, it's just, I'm not even going to wet that because I'm going to dirty all my fingers. It's completely a gusher. Okay, so it's constant. It doesn't miss a beat. fast writing. I mean, I'm hardly, that's me, by the way, because I lifted the pen. I mean, you know, it's a gusher. Singing smooth. And most constant. There you have it. That's the Hongdian 8037. Next on the list is the 6013, a little bit on the thin side. This is the Fude nib that I was looking forward to trying out. So let's see what this gives. That's me. Yeah, I don't like these nibs, but it's very nice though. I must say, better than a 60. So the nib is a number 5. I don't even know how to hold these pens. So number 5, Fude, Hongdian. The ink, I apologize, I cannot recognize. The pen is drying up on me, so a little bit because I think I don't know how to write with these nibs, but yeah, you know, I can't rely on, you should not rely on this because it's just not, don't like this nib, I just don't like it. And it's reflected in the way I write with it, so let's forget about it completely. The next is the N1, or the N2, I should say. So this is the Hongdian. Yeah, this is very nice. Here, that's me, Hongdian N2. This is more of a resin pen. The nib is a Hongdian. Medium. The ink I can't recognize. And the nib is just absolutely, it's wet. Apologize here, I'm completely off the screen. I've been doing this on my own, not even on the screen. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's very wet, very smooth, and most constant. So, I mean, folks, beautiful, beautiful. It actually performs better than this, than the medium in the 231. So let's see what the N6 does. So let me just, we'll do this here. So this is the, now this is a, it's got one of these long blade nibs. So again, not my favorite. Okay, it's having a hard time here. Let me just okay, Hongdian N6. The nib is a long blade. Medium, I would say. The ink is a very dry ink, so I don't recall what I would have put in this pen, but it's a grayish dry ink, so it's not that wet. Again, it's one of these architect nibs that you need to know how to write with them, otherwise you know, you don't get the desired effect. As you can see, the line variation is in the opposite. It's opposite to the stubs. So the nib, I would say, is fairly wet if you know how to use it. It's kind of a pencil feedback. So pencil smooth. And 7 on 10 in terms of constant, but again, is it me or is it the nib and the fact I haven't used it? As you can see, when I lower and I really touch more surface area with the nib, it performs much better. So it's really a question of me not being able. These long blade architect nibs, I'm going to replace them all. I cannot write with them. So because I cannot write with them, I automatically don't use the pen. And so there's no point in having them. I mean, it's nice to experiment and to just to see what they look like, and etc. So that's the writing sample, if you will. Here you have it. Okay. So those are the forgotten ones. I think some interesting pens. I think the N2, the 231 is just to conclude. From these, I would say that I would consider purchasing the 231 if the price is right. The same thing would go with my 8037, knowing full well that they're metal pens. I don't like this thinnish 6013, but again, if you like a thin pen, you want one that fits in a sleeve. One of these leather casings for notebooks. The N2, I find, it's got some nice chatoyancy, very nice trimmings, but again, a little too thin and light for me. And out of the lot, I think this N6 is it's a piston filler. I'm going to replace the nib. I'm going to replace it with a medium Hongdian nib. Or maybe even a stub, and this thing becomes a daily writer for me, just because the way it posts. It's one of those pens that you can use posted, and it gives you even more balance. So I would definitely recommend the N6 if you're looking for a purchase from HONGDIAN. There you go. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. Any comments, leave them down below. It's 2024. The year's kicked off, and we're looking at the forgotten Hongdians. Ciao.